Hello, you beautiful legends, and welcome to Blunt Force Healing Podcast. I believe this is day and episode number 954, if I'm correct. And it's 27th of April 2025, Sunday. As you can see, it's pretty gloomy and overcast. It's not raining, it's pretty dry all day long so far, so can't complain, but it's very windy. And just when I thought that it will be another hardly enjoyable or exciting update or interesting at all, something happened that at least I have to talk about. And I'm laughing now, but for a moment my heart sank when I realized what happened. So if you didn't follow for a while, or you don't know the story behind our recent cooking, and stay with me, it's not as boring as it might sound if I mention cooking. But a couple of days ago, I think 2-3 days ago, we decided to go for a more viable economically option, and instead of every time buying like the chicken breasts for a dinner, which is usually quite expensive, it's a better option in general to buy the whole chicken and just basically portion it and use it all. So you can use all the pieces. It's usually like you have 2 breasts, chicken wings, whatever, chicken thighs, chicken legs, and then you have the carcass, which you can use for broth. So because we are a family of 3, I bought 2 free-range chickens, and it's too much to say that we enjoyed, because we didn't enjoy it, but Julian and myself, we tried first time in our lives to portion the chicken, and it didn't go so bad. It was pretty good. We did the 10 pieces butcher's cut or whatever they call it, and it wasn't that difficult. I thought it would be more difficult, so now I know that I will be doing that more. And obviously we had 2 carcasses, so the backbone with all the leftovers, and I used it with a lot of kind of veg like onion, whatever, to slow cook for a long time broth, a proper broth, and it turned out really well. So we had a big pot of broth ready to go. And this morning I thought that, okay, it stayed for a day, I want to at least bring it to maybe almost like a simmer, just to kind of heat it up for a while and then turn it off to keep it fresh. Because if you leave something for too long, it might start getting stale or develop some stuff that you don't want, and it will be poisonous. So I wanted to heat it up, and then afterwards, where every piece of fat is kind of in the broth, it's dissolved, I will just get rid of all the stuff that, like all the solids, and use sieve or something like that, or fine mesh to get the broth itself. And I thought to put it on 1, but I thought, oh, we don't have much time before we deploy sauna and we go to the beach. So I put it on 4 to get it heated up, and then I thought that I will switch to 1 today before going to sauna, so it will be heating up for a couple of hours, so no bacteria or anything like that, microorganisms will develop, and it will be still fresh. You can probably imagine what I did. we went for a sauna deployment. It was pretty quiet today, albeit it's very busy in Rosnaula because there's a car show, like vintage car show. It's hard to say if it's a proper show, but it's an organized event with vintage cars of different types, vintage vehicles, even tractors, trucks, and things like that. And they are all in the main council car park. So first, Elizabeth with Julian, they went to see it while I was minding the sauna and the first clients. Then we had a gap in bookings, so what I basically did, I closed the sauna. My wife went for a jog or interval run across along the beach, and Julian and myself, we went again because I wanted some coffee. Unfortunately, there was no coffee, but at least I went with Julian and he was able to see some new cars that arrived while the others, went away. And then we had a very short window span between Elizabeth's own kind of private session in the sauna and the next customers. So I decided that I'll drop them home so they are not getting bored while I stay in Rosnaula minding the sauna. And as we were going back to the house, I realized that I didn't turn off the pot with the broth. And the problem was that I realized that I didn't even switch it from 4 to 1. So this was a moment of horror for me because I was afraid that there might be something already burning in the house, if not worse. I didn't receive any call yet, and our neighbors have my number, so I would at least get pinged if something was not right from the outside. So that was a little bit more reassuring. But we just arrived, I opened the door, I smelled just a normal broth. I went to the kitchen, and surprisingly, and I mean that's a bit of pure luck or certain things that align together, nothing happened, but we have no broth anymore. So there was just enough broth to boil and evaporate for all those hours that we were at Rosnaula. Rosnaula we were probably since about 12 to 3:30. So about 3.5 hours that broth survived, because when I opened the lid I could hear like the sizzling sound, so it was already gone, and that was probably fat still kind of being heated up. But I'm not sure if we'll be able to save the pot itself if it's not burned at the bottom, but the main thing is that it didn't go over, so there was nothing to clean up, nothing burned, and we are safe. But that was a close call, and it's a reminder of how easy something silly or in general very minor that we can forget can end up pretty bad. So let me just calm down and digest it while I return for the next booking. And I wish you to not have issues like that or dangerous moments like this. Have a great rest of the day or afternoon or evening, wherever you are on this beautiful planet. Stay tuned and see you again.